That's right.
You got your camera. What's the, is this on? Is this a hot mic?
Yep. The mic is hot. The mic is hot. Best in the game, WBIG. What's up, y'all? Rocking with your host, BIG Fat. And we've got in the studio, Brother Phillip Joyner L. Got a big story to tell y'all, man. Y'all got to check it out because this shit is real.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about?
We talking about whatever you want to talk about. It don't matter.
Oh, you gotta give me a minute to get myself acclimated to that. I just can't jump up like that. You said a big story to tell. What are we gonna do?
All right, man.
Well, you see what I'm saying? Let me get a phone back.
That's a whole free. This is a whole freestyle. Well, this is.
I know he had a lot of time to recover, but how much of that injury is still in? Good point. On the line here, so yes, he has. That was serious injury.
All right. Check one. Say something.
Hello?
Just say something.
Hello? World, are you listening to me out there?
Yeah, you listen.
We have a situation that I think maybe y'all might be wanting to be aid and assistance. We're talking about brothers being placed up under as political prisoners in institutions and carried upside down. We have one brother, Jeff Ford, and another one, Larry Hoover.
We ain't gonna get into that right now.
We're not going off into that right now.
We want you to tell your story. Yeah, we want you to tell your story. We ain't bucking for them. This is not gonna be the first show. We right now, we gonna.
Well, no, I need to excuse myself for a minute. Excuse me.
All right, hold on, man. Hold on. You ain't. Come on, sit down.
Let dude go. I ain't ready.
Dude. Man, fuck that. Come on, man. Come on. We just gonna demonstrate. We just demonstrating. All right, listeners, we got a brother that's been incarcerated for 30 years for beating a motherfucker ass. And that just ain't right, y'all. You know, so I brought him here to tell his story. You know, he's selfless. You know, he wanna speak about some other brothers that need some aid and assistance. But I really want to get his story out here, so because he got a really crucial story and a lot of different things that he went through being incarcerated for so long. So now that he's been incarcerated for so long that, you know, it affects people. When you get locked up, it affects you. Even though some people get out and they, you know, probably feel like they're the same, they're really not. Different things grow, different things happen, different psychoanalysis changes. It's almost like chemical, you know, like alchemy. Things change. Your perception of how you deal with humans, everything changes, you know. So, but bro is a really good guy. You know, he gonna tell y'all how old he is, how long he been in that dude trip.
No.
He acting like he's shy. Bro, I ain't drunk. Hello? All right. All right, man. Look, the world listening, man. This is your opportunity right now to unfold. So, let them know. You said you ain't want to tell them, man. This is part of it,
I'm
man.
not ready. I'm not ready right now. I'm not ready.
You're not ready.
No.
All right, what you want to talk about, man? The music of yesterday or the music of today? What you want to talk about?
I like the music of the day. I like the music of yesterday. But it have to all be placed in a proper perspective. Where I come from, it wouldn't be good for a person to listen to the music of my day because the music of my day was mostly about love ballads and girlfriends and coming home from wars and situations like that. Excuse me. No.
Both men busted up. This has been an incredible light heavyweight title fight. One of the best of all time. Justice who listen to each other, nice uppercuts. 4 minutes remaining. Nice left by the champion. Superman punch.
I'm gonna talk about
What's going on, bro?
let's talk about mass incarceration.
All right, man. Unfold your story, man. He got. Hey,
But listen, the best thing that happened during this mass incarceration in Wisconsin is Governor Evers coming in, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, Lena Taylor, Tammy Baldwin, um, and a host of others that decided to break the stalemate of just locking us up and throwing away the keys, releasing individuals who, once a person goes in the institution, he's there for 5 to 10 years or more. He's no longer the same person that he was when he entered into the institution. And their records will show, it will reflect in some time, in whether or not how many times he's been in the hole or whatever, but it's not always that because certain people are targeted and made to appear as if they are just bent on being hell bent or continue to be incarcerated. But if you look at it in the long haul, in the long run, if they really are given a chance, they can make it. Governor Evers came in, broke the stalemate, realizing that humans' mindsets have to change by being in that long. So he took a real look, him and Lieutenant Governor Barnes and Lena Taylor, who had been fighting all the time to get us out, and Tammy Baldwin, who was up the federal level, she reached out, and they started releasing us. More lifers, individuals who at some time that when they started, life was only 12 years in the state of Wisconsin. Then it went to 15. Guys been locked up 30, 40, 45 years. No tickets in the last maybe 20 or 30 years. But as they approached trying to be released on parole, they were told, well, no, you haven't changed. You haven't done enough time. How much was enough time? You know, if a person, you know, changed yourself in that, and we're not talking about just being in one institution, like somebody is faking somebody else. We're talking about you were moved around multitudes of times, and the record stayed the same. It reflected the same thing. So we think that, you know, these people actually took a look, and more people out in the world really need to start asking the people that you elect, well, hey, man, you know, like almost out of every 50 individuals, there's at least 20 that individuals know. Out of every 10 families, there are at least 4 or 5 people who are incarcerated. And what we need to do is have people stop turning their backs on individuals and start reaching out and start taking a look and seeing what's happening to your people. They come out, we come out, don't know how to use phones. You know, I'm talking about totally dysfunctional. Everyday things that the average person out here just takes for granted. If you gave one of them guys a barrel full of $100 or $20 or $50 bills, you might be in trouble because it's not the same type of bill that he went into out here. So it looks like monopoly money or somebody playing with him. And so you preparing a person for a failure to come out. Don't know how to use the telephone. They have every other program, but something to show you how to use a phone. That's simple. Something to show you what the money looks like, what's changed in the world. It's kind of like opening up a door and letting the person out from the twilight zone. Okay, you out now, make it. If you ask the average person who's been in an institution over 10 or 15 years, if you say, well, right now we'll let you out this door in the next 10 minutes, if you can just take that telephone and turn it on and make a call to your parole officer and say, hey, I'm ready to go, they're in trouble. Because those things are alien to us. But they have other programs that are nonsensical. They're making no sense. They're not preparing you to enter back into the world, not teaching you about finance, not teaching you about money. This is what the money looks like. This is what the new money looks like. Most of us, when we went into the institution, a cell phone was as large as a carton of cigarettes. Now they're almost small as a driver's license. So, you know, which is a drastic change. It's like kind of like looking at like finding a caveman who's been frozen for hundreds of years, and all of a sudden tell him, all right, now here you we unthawed you. Now make fire. Here it is, you give him a book of matches. He don't know anything about that. Well, that's just the way this is. He doesn't understand. We don't understand. And you know, people get tired of us all asking for, well, show me how to do this on the phone, or show me how to do that. You know, because little kids, well, they tell you, well, little kids know how to do it. Well, we didn't grow up with that. We wasn't put in at that. We were put in before this came in. So we'll tantamount to being little kids as far as electronic mechanisms go. You know, when we left, everybody had a landline. The telephone number stayed the same, just like your grandmother's phone number. It'll be the same forever. We got come out, you can get 3, 4 different numbers on the same phone. And but now you got to learn how to utilize it, how to open it up. And if you hit the wrong button, you lock the phone up. Things like that. These are the things that we need help with. Now, you know, those who you know, nobody wants to come out and say, well, you know, like, hey, I've been locked up forever, or this, that, and other, you know. But that's the way it's happening, and that's the way it is. If you see somebody who really needs some aid and assistance, then reach out. Or maybe we need to design some kind of program on television or something. with these private shows that's coming out. That might be a possibility in the near future that needs to be done. They have everything but how to show a former inmate, and you have a country full of individuals that's coming out that need this type of help. And then when individuals, well, why did Junior go back? Or why did Joe go back? Or why did Johnny do this? He didn't really love me. He didn't want to be. He does love you. But, I'm talking about he comes out and he's trying to make it, and, it's alien to him. So a lot choose to tap out and go back in with a life that they understand. Not all of us, because I'm not going to do it. God willing, I won't go back. But this is what we need. We need real understanding. You aren't the same person that he left on the street when he comes back. Certain things that you can't do that might alarm him. You have to take a look at that. So I'm going to tap out right now and allow you all to think on that. Thank you.
Y'all heard it straight from yo. All right, I'm sure my microphone is on, but y'all heard it straight from. I didn't get a chance to ask him no questions or anything like that.
What kind of question you want to ask?
Oh yeah, this interview not over. But he gave you a spectrum of his analysis of from Tony Evers doing his thing, and from the aspect of the time capsules that they put people in, and then they expect you to just jump out into the world and then just start doing good again. And a lot of times it just don't work like that, but come on, sit down now. Come on, sit down. Let me holler at you. All right, so I'm sure the people want to know. They want to know. No, you can't pull a chair more. You got to sit where the chair was at, man.
My cat done got down here.
Just sit down.
Okay, let's go.
Well, that's what I want to say. So now that you're back on the scene, how's how are you getting your reactions and your responses from your family and your grandchildren and stuff?
Most of them, stop. Most of them were born while I was in the institution. So, it's like I'm meeting strangers and they're meeting a stranger.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do the best I can to make up for the time, but I'm not gonna buy anybody's friendship. So, either you love me or you don't. I got love for you, but then still again, like you're strangers.
But you're dealing with a lot of situations where, and I'm not talking about the grandchildren and the additionals. I'm talking about like your children. Their reactions to you coming out, and now they grown. Grown and grown. They have grown children.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know from just being around people that although we grow in age, a lot of us like just don't mature. And then you have to deal with that part of it, and it's like, how are your direct children that you fathered reacting towards your presence being back around? Are they like pulling you close, happy, or because some of them have things that's in the closet that they really want to blame you, and then knowing, even as an adult, we know it's like, well, you wasn't there, and you was in an uncontrollable situation, but at the same time, you still be blamed. So like, how do you deal with that part of the issue from that aspect? Like, is it like a thing where you kind of like have to let things just go, or you kind of feel like active about the situations of how to react or not react to I'm not sure if I would call them accusations by like your children or somewhat. I wouldn't know exactly what to call it, but I'm saying like you know how do you feel? We just gonna get right back get back down to it. How do you feel when one say you wasn't there? I went through this and I needed you. You wasn't there. How do you feel about that?
Well, I guess I would feel like any parent feel. Um, Now I was in the military, so a lot, so I couldn't be that in. So, it's like you want to be there, but you can't be there. There's nothing I can do about it, not be there. All I can do is just try to make up for the time that I'm here now. I already bear a cross larger than the one Jesus Christ had to bear and drug it around. And I think the cross that they gave him was over 300 pounds. So I had that plus the state leaning on me.
Could I see you later?
All right. Huh. All right. Demonstrate.
Um, you can never tell a child, regardless of how old they got, why you weren't there. There are multitudes of excuses why you weren't there. Maybe the other parent decided on their own that they want to go on their own to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for you to survive. It's not you're not going to take the child or children and break me, because I realize as life goes on, they're going to start realizing, because little children are little men and little women. And them being little men and little women, they see, irregardless that you still seeing them as a child, but they're learning from the first teacher. And if the first teacher, which is usually the mother, decides to take them and do whatever, well, they see. And you are what your upbringing is. And after a while, a child might equate it. Well, wait a minute. I saw you do this and I saw you do that. Perhaps that's maybe not why he wasn't there. But then again, that's no excuse of why you were in prison.
Okay.
So let's just get real with it. The only two people in the United States of America who've ever been free has been the black woman and the white man. The white woman and the black man have always been held down. The European, he's able to have them and our women and do whatever, give them jobs. They make sure that she's strong. She takes care of the family. Okay, so you gave her advantages. She gets a check for every child that she had. So basically, she's the goose that laid the golden egg. Each child that you have, more money that she had. And it comes out to, well, I don't need you. I have a bank account. I got a car. I have my own pistol to take care of me. What do I need you for? And maybe every now and then that she might need you. So with that, you don't feel good within yourself, because you realize that you being the same thing is not being afforded to you. Then they say, well, get a job. Where you going to get a job from? They won't hire you. So then when they seek other means to make finance, then you beat down about that. How dare you decide to not stay down and do whatever you had to do out in the street, so you didn't appear as if you were deadbeat to your children or deadbeat to yourself. White woman was put on a pedestal.
Mm.
And she was always, looked upon, as this is the gift. This is the diamond of everything. Then she got tired. She wanted in. So when you look at the civil rights movement, things of that nature, when it became the black man's time to be recognized as men, because that was a time when they was in Memphis and all around this country saying, I am a man. So when it came our time, they're like, oh, wait a minute, fellas, you right. We're going to recognize you as men. But the women have been held down too long, and we're going to give them their chance again. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting to be treated as equals. Still waiting for some aid and assistance, being really allowed jobs, to stop being picked over and allowing somebody else to make sure that our women look down on us. Because if it was on the other foot and everybody was giving the white woman something and the white man want to have something, your woman gonna start looking down at you. So people don't understand that. And then they don't understand, well, how we went to prison or why we went to prison. Or if somebody does something to violate your principles or your children or your family or your woman or whatever, that's going to, if you're raised in the street, which is a college within itself, but it's unorthodox and certain things that was taught might not be recognized by the rest of society. But you're going to stop whatever you can, however you can, because you don't want your family to be ruined. People fail to realize that. So what else, brother?
All right. Well, now that you're back here on the scene with us, how you doing? What's going on with you? How you doing?
I'm still struggling. I'm struggling. Tried to fit in and end up breaking my arm. I was told by HR at the company that I was working at, well, we don't have job for one-armed people. So when you get well, you come back. Don't worry, and when you come back, your advancement will be right there for you. But when I went back, it wasn't that. They had a different HR person, though we all realize that those who have worked, that HR all come together and they all share the story of everybody. So when they sent the other HR person, now they want me to start all over again, and my arm is still messed up. So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, so right now we're gonna have to find a way to we're gonna find a way to start getting finances for these guys that need that type of boost, because that's really important. So we'll get it all figured out and inshallah have a funding situation. Well, I really appreciate y'all being patient with us, because this is the first actually serious broadcast, and we're gonna get some music going and let y'all hear some tracks and stuff while I sit here and demonstrate with my brother.